Woo! Alright, so a lot has happened prior and since patch 1.1. So, since patches 1.02 and 1.1, has my opinion of the game changed since the review I made of The Division? No. In short, no. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Just don't. There are far better ways to use your money and time than to play this game. You should go write a novel, go for a hike, play any other game. Quite literally like any other game. Go get Strider or something. Go get an indie game. Go on Steam. Get a sick ass indie game where there's actually some like love and heart put into it. The world is your oyster. I implore you not to spend it on this game. My body rejects this game like a bad organ transplant. I'm not even lying to you when I say I feel physically and mentally depressed when I log into this game. I've never felt that before. It's insane. Peeling potatoes will give you more self-satisfaction and feeling of progress than this game. This review is over. It's over. That's it. That's all there is. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's it. Oh, you're still there? Okay. Well, damn. I guess I should like talk about stuff and things. I may as well gloss over the fact that glitching through walls and being locked out of your character are still a thing, and that with patch 1.1, the deleting of your character is apparently a new perk that comes with the patches now. And let's not mention the damage boosting exploit that was recently discovered. If I gloss over all that, well, let's take a good look at what essentially the patch has offered us. Okay, we'll just look over all that. Like, whatever, it's whatever. A whole 5 gigabytes worth of patch. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna throw up. No, that's how the game makes me feel. Which makes me wish I could afford a high enough res camera to show you just how enthralled I was to find that out last Wednesday. Instead, you'll just have to settle for my audio representation. I was so fucking happy. My shoddy internet aside, it honestly came with quite a few positive marks in my books. The Falcon's Lost Raid was finally released. Gear sets were introduced to make gearing up more interesting and thought-provoking. Assignments give people daily and weekly objectives with some nice rewards and crafting materials and Phoenix credits. Named guns were introduced. More named guns, I should say, were introduced. Trading, though limited, is a wonderful thing. I no longer need to dismantle any more M1As. You have my permission to hate me now, by the way. My body is ready. I can take it, maybe. I'm actually pretty fragile. Please don't. Dark Zone supply drops are a fun addition to the Dark Zone. Dark Zone currency is now used to purchase high-end blueprints from the Dark Zone instead of Phoenix credits. And regular old currency is now used at Miriam. If that went over your head, you need to play more Diablo 3. I'm talking about the recalibration station, which sounds like an alternative rock band, actually. There are a few things I want to talk about, instead of just giving you a summary of improvements like the time-wasting asshole that I am. The best part of the patch wasn't in the patch notes at all. It's how frequently people go rogue now and how much more willing I am to go rogue. The supply crates really help, and I don't know if it's because all named enemies are guaranteed to drop yellows now or what, but it's just exciting to be in the Dark Zone. More exciting, I should say. It was frustrating and boring as a baseline. So the bar was set pretty damn low for me to begin with. The prior patch, 1.0.2, I believe, helped going rogue not be so damn stupid by increasing rewards and not being as penalizing. So it was probably more thanks to that than patch 1.1, but because yellows drop for days now, I think people do it a lot more frequently. However, and yes, I glitched into the boss room, the raid is essentially a singular room. Yeah. Yeah, really. That's what I said too. It's kind of a buzzkill. The only difficult thing about it is, like in all challenge modes before it, the shotgunners. The introduction of drones didn't exactly impress me. They're at the very least different, so I guess I have to give them credit for that. But the raid is still just in a single room with waves of enemies. I actually want zombies. I never thought I'd say that. Oh my god, what is my life? But at least the game would have some kind of variety. Also, the boss is, again, incredibly forgettable. It's APC? Fucking really? Really? I get you're going for the whole realistic thing here, but is the APC really so valuable that you would throw away hundreds of your soldiers' lives and countless drones to keep me, a division agent, from destroying it? Is that realistic to you? Ah, man. The tweaks made to the amount of materials required to craft high-end gear kind of rustled my jimmies a bit. They went up if you didn't know. I had figured the increase in yellow gear from named enemies would have offset that increase, but I guess in a sense it did, but I might have missed the memo on how breaking yellows down now only yield one yellow material instead of two, so it seems like nothing has really changed when it comes to crafting. I don't know if this was their intention to kind of contradict themselves or not. I mean, it seems like nothing has really changed in terms of actual time put into crafting anything. I'm of the personal opinion that deconstructing yellows should still yield two yellow materials. I'm a fan of increasing the amount of times people get to pull the lever on the gear roulette machine as opposed to keeping it as meager as it is. The chances of getting that perfect piece of gear you want is still as rare as it ever was, but the idea is to allow people more chances to get them hooked and to enjoy that journey for that piece of gear, not frustrate them through the lack of pulls on that slot machine. Outside of the crafting game, as an entry point, I do see the massive benefits of all named enemies dropping gear for newer players. It'll help them get caught up real quick though since everything has scaled, I guess baseline yellows are just the new purples. Purples I find are the new blues. I don't even pick them up in the Dark Zone now, and I don't know how I feel about purples being phased out as fast as they got phased out, but I guess it was an eventuality, so it's neither here nor there. I also had some friends who came back to play the patch, and I suppose I missed this as well, but we were Dark Zone mismatched at level 30. I don't know how I feel about that, but I can only assume this was to prevent higher geared agents from murking newer ones, so I suppose it's a good thing, while still having the entire Dark Zone in your bracket to explore. I would have preferred scaling down gear when in lower tiers of the Dark Zone because, well, this game is meant to be played with friends, and definitely not solo. However, I see why they did it this way. The current Dark Zone we have is rather small, especially when compared to the one we saw at E3. So, for now, I'll just have to equip blues and greens to get into lower brackets where I can play with my friends, if I pick the game up again anyways. To sum my feelings up on the patch itself, overall I'm actually happy with it. And this can be kind of misleading because, well, Patch 1.1 honestly felt as though it should have already been in the game from day one, and my opinion really hasn't changed, as you can see from the very beginning. I still think the game is an extremely repetitive and dull snooze fest that adds and does nothing for the third-person and cover-based shooting genre. It also doesn't deserve to put itself anywhere close to what most free-to-play MMOs on the market can offer you for $80 less. I mean, sure, you could argue there isn't really any coverage in the third-person shooter MMO market other than The Division. That's true, but I'd rather play anything, any other online game. I was sort of holding out until this patch to give it a chance to deliver on its raids, and they done fucked it up. Of course, this is my opinion, and it'll never be anything more than that. But if you're on the fence about The Division and or looking for a game mid-April, I'd suggest, look elsewhere. This game is more shallow than my taste in women, but at least I admit it. Jokes, everybody, jokes. Those are jokes. A few days ago, we got Dark Souls 3, which is gosh darn tastic. It's so tasty. My review is coming for it soon, by the way. The game will definitely be a game I play for the entire year. Right now, go get that game. Just do it. If you love Souls games, get it. Dark Souls 2 doesn't exist. Fuck that piece of shit. Never happened. Now focus on my voice. Focus on it. This game, just buy it. And send me a comment thanking me for hijacking this Division 1.1 patch for Dark Souls 3. Next month, we're getting Battleborn, a new Mirror's Edge, Overwatch, more Fallout 4 DLC, and my personal highlight, Uncharted 4. Nathan Drake, you sexy, sexy beast. I want to have your babies. Like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Oh my god, I'm having babies. That's all 90s, okay? Anything was possible back then, like grunge bands. Ever heard of a band called Catbutt? Yeah, me neither. Hard to believe they came out of the same state as Nirvana. Google it. I can't make this stuff up. Alright, this video's over, I think. Take my hand. Let's find out together.
Hey man, what the fuck? Your hand is wet.
Okay, listen. The only reason my hand is wet is because I didn't wash it. I mean, I didn't dry it after I washed it. This fucking video's over. Take care. Dark Souls! Get it! Yeah! Yeah!